Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Bishop, the Tier 5 British SPG. It's located on the south spawn of Murovanka, and it's under the command of hossballs. And it's already gone to aim mode. Okay, game on. Hossballs has got this very unusual technique of driving his vehicle whilst he's still in aim view. I've taken him to free cameras so you can actually see what it looks like, because he's got his howitzer lifted and he's actually aiming as he's moving about. It's dangerous because in theory you could actually drive over something and completely flip over because you were looking ahead at the enemy, or trying to look for the enemy, instead of actually looking where you were driving, which is one of the reasons why I don't do it, because I've actually tried doing this myself and I have flipped over, so obviously I know it's dangerous. Anyway, the Bishop, it's a Tier 5 British SPG. It's got a 4.5 inch howitzer if he's got the top gun, and I think he has. Yes, he has got that. 450 Alpha, 28mm pen, but best of all, a very fast reload. 12.37 seconds by the book. He's got 9.67. Well, he pulled back immediately after he fired there, which is another thing that hossballs tends to do. Rounds out in the T150. Direct hit. Yes, you see, Mr. Kellerman, this is how you do it. He's fairly close to the enemy, but look at the accuracy he's got. Beautiful shots, right on target, smacking these heavy tanks because they're camping. They're sitting still. They should be doing things, but instead they're just sitting there, and as a result they're going to get smacked by the Arty. I could say there's parallels in actually what's going on elsewhere in the world at the moment, but I don't think we need to go there. But anyway, the fact of the matter is these tanks are getting smacked because they are sitting still. People say, oh no, they're moving about a bit. No, what they're doing is they're making themselves vulnerable by staying exactly where they are. And this is why Arty is so important in the game, because it stops players from doing this. Because if they do it, they end up getting taken out the game. And Arty's quite happy to do that. That's the purpose of Arty, is actually to destroy the enemy, lay down steel on top of them, and that's another direct hit there, is to actually effectively say to the enemy, you cannot use that territory. If you try to use it, you will be destroyed. Beautiful shot right into the KV-1. You see, the enemy is now starting to move. They're starting to get the impression if they stay where they are, they're going to get killed. And so it's encouraging them to do something. Unfortunately, it's encouraging them to do the wrong thing, because they are making the mistake of just rolling backwards and forwards. Oh, I just took a big hit from our T150. Our T150 is actually fairly worn down now. He's taking a bit of damage himself. But you can see that hossballs is having a dramatic effect on the battlefield. And look at this T150 on the enemy team. He made the right decision to try and get around the problem by making a move that would actually help him to destroy one of our tanks. And I think he's going to succeed to a certain extent. I think our KV-1 is on the last legs. He might be about to go down. But, well, their T150 died before our KV-1 did. And now we're looking at the OIs. They push forward because that T150 on the enemy team made the decision not to camp and to push. These OIs here, they're being smacked by the Arty. They're being punished, but they are no longer camping. They are moving, and it's a dynamic game, which is what tanks should be doing. If they sit still, they deserve what happens. And one of the OIs goes down to hossballs. Okay, 2 kills now for hossballs. Trying to get that T-3485M, but he was moving up rather rapidly. Now, you may notice, actually, that hossballs has knocked a tree down to provide a bit of cover. Normally, Arty shouldn't knock trees down because, of course, it tells the enemy Arty where you are. In this game, the enemy Arty is a gorilla and a Fifi, the 105 FH18B2, and you can be sure that that hossballs is probably within range of at least one of the enemy Arty. Oh, and that was just another kill but it was our gorilla that just killed a VK3001H on the enemy team. Okay, we're going for the Striv M42, just waiting for the reload to complete. Rounds out, and there you go. That's an Amarak. That's a lovely kill there by hossballs. This is what Arty does, and Arty players take great delight in the precision of their work. And another kill! KV1 this time. Good Arty players, well, they've got patience, they've got their skill, and they've learned to understand what tanks are doing so they can do that to them. Another kill. That's 5 now from hossballs. People say that Arty is World of Tanks on easy mode. No, it's not, because you have to learn a lot about how the enemy plays, about what you need to do, where you need to go in order to stay safe. If you just pick a spot and then shoot from it, you'll probably not hit the enemy. But if you learn about how tanks move, what they're doing, you can actually play really, really well and get huge amounts of damage. hossballs has already got 5 kills. He's on his way to getting the last kill of the game. If he can get it, he'll get a top gun. He's about to line up a shot on the Fifi on the enemy team, the enemy Arty, the last enemy. And he gets him! That's the top gun and wins the game for hossballs. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for hossballs in the Bishop on Murovanka. He managed to get a demolition expert because he blew up one of the enemy tanks. The Striv M42 just went kaboom. He also managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 9 in this one. And he got a top gun as well for getting at least 6 kills in the game. And the last kill was the last enemy Arty. His win rate in that game, 7,653, which is Super Unicum standard. And yes, it's pretty difficult to get a win rate that high in a tank. So just imagine the amount of work that went in to learning how to make this Arty do this sort of effort. And I address my comments at Klaus Kellerman, because when he played the Bishop, he had an absolutely dreadful time because he didn't know how to use it or how to perform to get these sort of results. Because anybody can get the sort of results that hossballs gets. You just need to practice and practice a lot, and also learn how to be an Arty player so that you can actually precisely help your team to win games. Well, hossballs certainly helped his team to win this one. Let's have a look at team score and see what he did. Well, he did get the highest damage in the game, but he didn't get 20% of the enemy hit pool, and that's why he didn't get the high caliber. 1,985 hit points of damage to hossballs. Next highest performer was this Cromwell B, 1,485, and if we look at him, we can see his win rate was 3,972, which yet again is Super Unicum standard, but nowhere near the performance that hossballs managed to put in that game. And when it came to the third highest damage in the game, that went to the Britannia Panther, or the Baguette Panther as many people call it. 1,273 hit points of damage to that player. When it came to kills in that game, hossballs reigned supreme. 6 kills to him, 2 kills to the Cromwell B, the T150 and the T78. The T150 picked up a steel wall in that game, and the OI on the enemy team was the only other player to manage to get 2 kills on the enemy team. In fact, only 5 players, was it 6 players? No, it's 6 players. Only 6 players on the enemy team actually managed to get kills in that game. So yes, not a very great performance by them. But when it comes to base XP, it's the Cromwell who did the best, and the reason for that is that the Cromwell did do spotting. We can see 871 hit points of spotting assist. The problem with the Bishop is that there's no stun, because it's such a low caliber. Only 4.5 inch, which is 114 millimeters, and below 15 centimeters, Wargaming won't allow you any stun, which means that hossballs wasn't able to get any stun assist. All he could get was damage assist, and in this game, well, he didn't get much. In fact, he only got 230 hit points of damage assist. So he wasn't able to capitalize on the assistance that he was giving, and that's why the Cromwell beat him on XP. Of course, yes, Cromwell got 947, hossballs got 833, and in third place, we've got the T150, who got 817. Hossballs fired 26 rounds of ammunition, got 20 direct hits on the enemy and 1 penetrating shot and 19 splash. Now, I guess that the penetrating shot's probably that Striv M42 because he did go kaboom. Yes, he did, yes. And the shell went straight through the armor and detonated right next door to his ammo rack, which is why he went, yes, very, very big bang. Big a bang. Yes, Lilu. Okay, right now. He got 19 splashes, damage of 1,985 hit points, of which 1,692 were at more than 300 meters. So you can see there was some close range shots in there. The enemy did get fairly close to him, but they couldn't see him, and that's why they couldn't hit him. He damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 6 of them, and did 230 hit points of damage assistance. On a free-to-play account, he actually suffered a loss in that game of 3,777 credits. But that's down to the fact that he did have to pay for consumables. He did use pudding and tea to actually improve his crew skills in the game. And unless you buy that at cheap prices when they're half price, then obviously you have to pay for them in the game. And as a result, you suffer a loss overall. 833 XP, no bonuses or extra off that, so he actually took away 833 XP. But what a great game it was. It just goes to show the power of the Bishop in the right hands can be absolutely monumental. And you can see that he positioned himself in a very good position to actually do damage in that game. On another game, if the enemy had actually come down the right side of that map, he might have been spotted. But he did lay that tree down to provide him a little bit of cover just in case they came around the corner. Of course, he probably would have been spotted if the enemy had come around the corner, but yep, he played it correctly and he got a great result. So I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.